question, Derek will take that. Okay, so Derek, so to effectively harness the potential of AI, it's essential for product managers to ensure that their teams are equipped with the necessary skills and expertise, right?
Yeah.
The ability to navigate the complexities of AI and integrate it seamlessly into product development processes, I think it's quite key to staying competitive in today's market.
Yeah.
Now, how can product managers ensure that their teams are equipped with the necessary skills and expertise to effectively leverage AI in product development? And let me just add the second part of the question. And what are some of the most important skills and competencies that product managers need to develop to be effective in this age of AI? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this question. I think, yeah, in throughout our conversations, I think things that have been clear is product management is an important piece of like the entire goal of an organization, or like even if it's a standalone thing. But one thing that is also clear here is there is so much similarities when it comes to what product managers do and what even the new technology that is giving us this power also do. I mean, everything has gone beyond understanding problem. Everything starts with getting the problem understood. So getting your problem understand, or the clarity with which the objectives, the constraints, and the desired outcome are defined, obviously start the way we implement every solution. But that also means that it requires a lot of training. It requires a lot of people's having experience on what product they are even working on and how those products actually solve the kind of problems they understand, the kind of limitations that product has. It also means that we need to start small. I think starting small has always been a way we can always keep our focus and then be manageable with what we want to do. So, and the first thing is understanding that there is a need to only appreciate a certain segment or a subset of the problem to be addressed initially. Because when you narrow down the scope, you can learn and iterate faster. You can ensure that there is some sort of a more efficient way to solve that problem. This also goes back to learning to appreciate the very thing, which is the problem. Learning to really have a full grasp of what the problem itself is. Like I always say that in our part of the world, I mean, Ghana or Africa, we tend to solve problems very hugely because we just look at it from the context that, hey, for example, there's too much traffic in Accra. I mean, that is a full context that we give. But you go to some part of Accra during the time when you think that there's traffic around airports, you go to some part around probably Nima, you're not going to see the same traffic. So it's holistically, it is about being able to narrow down that this is the problem that we have identified. We've been able to scope through every limitation of it and then understood it. Then thirdly, we need to always do that by doing. I mean, we learn by doing. So if product managers are taking courses on how to code in Python, how to use Snowflake, how to use Streamlit to build a simple dashboard, it is not just by only studying, but being able to come back to the, okay, yeah, the company has this amount of data. I'm learning how to use Snowflake. I'm learning how to work with Snowpack. I'm learning how to use Streamlit. I need to come back and then do exactly the same thing that I'm learning to just understand that, yes, I'm having a dive-on implementation. I'm doing experiments with all the different techniques, all the approaches to solve this problem. That particular experience will help us to understand the problem. It will help us to understand the limit to which even this AI that we're looking at. For example, it is quite easier to say that, yes, I've been able to use an LLM like ChatGPT or BAT to generate some sort of information. But the point is, are we able to actually deep down go into how some of the limits on the application has gone, so that we understand that there's some sort of information that I can just ask these applications to do for me and then be able to get it back for me as well. So learning by doing is what will guarantee that kind of success. The next thing is always seek guidance. I think we understand that in this world, people are always available to help only when you ask them. Engaging with everybody, joining forums like what we're doing now, participating in competition that I actually allow you, connecting with mentors within the company, within the organization. It's all part of the way that we are able to leverage on and then learn more. Learning from experienced practitioners and even seeking feedback always has a way to help us to grow better. It's not just about just learning, but it's about, because we've got experienced people who you are learning from or who you are learning from. I mean, when I joined my current company, one of the things that was more important was, yes, there's a product team, but you can't just build your models that you think without talking to them, without engaging them on a cross and more stakeholder engagement. That is what we almost do to be able to understand their problems and then emphasize on building problems or solutions for them. What is more key here also is document everything that you do, emphasizing on documentation. I mean, document every step of what we are doing, including every step like in the data understanding. I mean, for us as data scientists, one of the things that we do is we do more work on understanding the data that we are working with. We do more work on understanding the features that we are working on. And I mean by features, all the data points that we have. We spend more time on doing that. We spend more time on even understanding what kind of models we are supposed to select. We spend more time on understanding the metrics that we are even supposed to use. So we spend all of these times, and then the most important thing is if we don't document them, we won't be able to keep track of the work that we do, which will obviously serve as a valuable resource for future references for people who come and join the team later, or even ourselves who will probably do this and again. The next thing is we need to always evaluate and iterate. I think assessing the results of what we do is more important. Almost all the time, we need to analyze our strength. We need to analyze the weakness of every approach that we use. We incorporate feedback because within the organization, like I said, if I join an organization like where everybody works now, I'm not going to be able to succeed as a data scientist, no matter the skill set that I have, no matter the experience that I think that I have previously. But more importantly, being able to work with everyone, understanding what everyone does, getting feedbacks from what I'm also going to do, relying on their domain knowledge, and then also allowing myself to be mentored or refine and then help every solution that I want to do. This way, we can obviously do a better work in this time. Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for that one, and Derek.